look at Porzingis. This guy is very skilled, and you give him those kind of looks, he'll cash in all day long.
Pass to Leonard. Shoots from 12. Jump shot is good that time.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
Pass to Wiles. Here's Leonard. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Here's Butler. San Antonio with the rebound. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
Well, last time out, they got the win in large part because of the play of their bench, and they provided a lot of the scoring punch.
Yeah, and you know what? I expect them to go deep into the bench again tonight, to give those guys on the bench a chance to have an expanded role, but also to give those starters some rest.
Here's Doncic following the bucket by the Spurs. Porzingis feeling it out a bit. It's hauled in by Lyle.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him on a rhythm.
Van Vliet can't get it to go. The Mavericks trailing. Here's Butler. They get it again.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. White against Doncic. And it's off from three-point range. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field.
Derek White played his first 3 years at Division III UC Colorado Springs. This guy ended up being the 29th pick in the 2017 draft out of Colorado. In his lone season with the Buffaloes, he was all Pac-12 first team and all defense.
And here is Wiles. After Jimmy Butler made that last three-pointer.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Empty that time from Leonard. And coming out of high school, White's only scholarship offer was a partial one to Colorado Springs.
And you know what, guys? Sometimes rejection like that can actually fuel you to greater heights. It put a chip on his shoulder. He plays with an edge. He improved, transferred to the Pac-12 for his senior season, and really the rest is history. He's got a promising future as an NBA player in front of him. You know, he looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
That doesn't go either for Butler.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
Now here's Van Vliet. Both floater. Porzingis with the block.
Boy, Porzingis doing a nice job staying in position and then using his reach to block shots. Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Well, they call Rudy Gobert the Stifle Tower, probably the game's most dominant rim protector.
And in today's game, that's not enough. You also have to come out of the paint and defend smaller players in switches. He straddles those two needs better than anyone in the league.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Mo Wagner comes in for Christian Wood. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Butler. And it's DeLon Wright in for J.J. Barea. Here's Doncic. And the layup's good off the glass.
Boy, a strong, versatile offensive player. Doncic capable of burning you from anywhere on the floor.
And there's the pass to Spellman. Here's Korkmaz. Pass to Forbes. From deep. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Here's Dallas. They trail by 1. Finney-Smith passes to Wagner. Dallas moving the ball around. Doncic finds Wright. 11 feet away. Forbes with the rebound. San Antonio's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. To the inside. And the basket by Ingles.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Pass to Marjanovic. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
Tell you what, for a young player, Doncic has already shown tremendous skill and feel for the game. Beautiful floor awareness there.
Here is Forbes. No points in the game yet for him. To the left wing, to the middle. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Spurs shooting their first free throws of the game.
And just last season, they were at about 82% from the free throw line. So those numbers are always going to be positive.
That one misses. Out to the right wing. Finney-Smith drills it from outside. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's Dallas. They're up by 1. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to his brother, developed a passion for
older brother. He was a big fan of it.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Korkmaz is out there with Joe Ingles. And it's Forbes in at the point. That's the San Antonio 5.
And you've heard the saying on Death and Taxes, the San Antonio Spurs might be that third thing you can count on.
Yeah, I agree. A model of consistency, and that starts with culture and chemistry and commitment. And they play smart, they play together, and they rarely beat themselves. And that's one of the reasons the Spurs have been one of the greatest pro sports franchises in history over the last 25 years.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And year 3, the best of Dorian Finney-Smith's career.
Yeah, you know, he upped the scoring rate, guys, and rebounding. He became more efficient and undrafted out of college, played his college ball at Florida, and he's made himself a nice home in the NBA.
Up top, Walker. Guarded by Doncic. Walker the pass to Spellman. Shot clock at 6. And good. Got the Ingles have time as it falls. Walker's got his second basket of the night.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
Right, the pass to Doncic. Rejected by Walker. As out of bounds, the Mavericks able to retain possession here. And Wright kicks to Finney-Smith. Doncic outside. 6 on the shot clock. Another shot. No good. Shot missing. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Ingles dishes to Walker. Pass to Spellman. Here's Korkmaz. Guarded by Doncic. Ingles, that's for 2. The Mavericks pull it in. Doncic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Finney-Smith. Walker with some nice D.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Here's Wright. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
Wow, back and forth start, that's for sure.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And the guard, Bryn Forbes, won back-to-back state championships as a high schooler in the state of Michigan. A couple of years at Cleveland State, then transferred back to the state of Michigan and played at Michigan State.
And after that time at Michigan State, he went undrafted, but Kevin really has developed into a steady rotation player in the NBA. And by the way, quite a knockdown shooter.
Dallas making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in for Marjanovic. Christian Wood comes in for Mo Wagner. Butler, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Barea subbed in for Doncic. And so it's Barea with it. They'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's White. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. And the Spurs lead by 1.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Porzingis passes to Butler. Barea against White. Barea surveying the floor. Shoots it. Gobert pulls it in. For San Antonio, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Here's Van Vliet, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness grade, his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
Look, a lot of coaches like to run their offense through centers. Any names you can think of who you'd be comfortable running your offense through at that position?
Well, just because I've watched him and loved his game since locking into him. Jokic, man, can he pass it. He can shoot it. He can score it inside. He's got such excellent hands and touch. He's at the top of the list. DeMarcus Cousins, big guy that can shoot it and pass it as well. And Marcus Hall is also in that list.
You'd feel comfortable with any of those guys holding the ball, distributing the ball, wouldn't you?
No doubt.
Here's Leonard. The shot missing. Now Dallas takes it the other way.
You know, it's really surprising that they're up at this point, given that he's struggled so mightily.
Barea, the pass to Butler. Knocks it loose. It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
And checking out the numbers for Gobert, coming off a terrific season. He put in about 16 points a game last year, 13 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays.
There's 1:47 left in the first half. The kick out to Wright. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Wright's got 5.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Here's Van Vliet. Count it. Good. And the Spurs lead by 3.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Up top, Porzingis. Covered by Lyons. Porzingis can't hit. San Antonio leading by 3. Here's White. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they've really started to get it closer to the basket.
Yeah, and that's a nice adjustment on their part, Greg. Even for the best three-point shooting teams, sometimes you've got to do a little something different to get your offense going.
Mo Wagner's checked in for Dallas.
You know, guys, the Dallas Mavericks with the longest active sellout streak of any pro basketball team. You can put sellout in quotes because they actually give a lot of tickets away to schools and community service groups to make sure that building is full.
White against White. Riles with the wide open look. Hits the three-point bomb. Riles got the lead up to 7 now for San Antonio.
Pick up the pace. Get the 2-for-1 here.
That's the way to go. Be quick about it.
The kick out to Wright. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it go from deep. And it's Van Vliet with the rebound. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Here's Leonard. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. And it's a 9-point Spurs lead.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
That'll do it for the first half. It's the Spurs as they end the second quarter with an energy burst, a 19-7 run. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Why you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, and make a good decision.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They were unable to ever build a big and happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Trey Lyles. What a contribution.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Well, I thought it was a great defensive performance for him so far. He's aware, he's alive, he's alert, quick to react to everything that's going on around him. Can't do it much better than that.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Wood. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Barea in at the 1. Shoots from 12. Back to Doncic. Shoots over White. Doncic, no good. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Spurs. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Basket counts.
Boy, you know, guys, the combination of strength and height for Porzingis allowing him to take on physical defense much better.
Here's Van Vliet. The teardrop falls in. Van Vliet's got the lead back up to 9 now for San Antonio. Dallas has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Barea, the pass to Porzingis. Doncic outside. From deep, an absolute bomb from 3-point range. Doncic has got 7 points.
You know, he's a capable shooter from outside, guys, and for Doncic, I think it's a matter of just shooting with confidence all the time.
Count that one. And the Spurs lead by 8.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
The kick outside to Butler. The pass to Wood. Leonard with the steal. And the Spurs pushing it up now. White wide open. He fired. In the air. Porzingis with the block. Now, here's Barea. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Doncic finds Porzingis. It's Wood, top of the key. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Doncic.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Omar Spellman has come in for Lyles. Lonnie Walker comes in for Derek White. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Fred Van Vliet. And good that time. Forbes has got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Passes it to Marjanovic. The dish to Butler. To the left side wing. Porzingis to 2, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. A 4-second violation. And some changes here for the Spurs. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Gobert. And it's Korkmaz in for Kawhi Leonard. And Dallas also making the switch. Wagner, he's checked in for Porzingis. Spellman, and the shot is long. And Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal. As a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys. I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding. And sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Here's Finney Smith. He's got 5. Pass to Marjanovic. And even though you only see him in short spurts, Boban makes an impact. Clark went on the floor.
Yeah, Marjanovic is a huge guy, and he only plays limited minutes at a time. But there's nothing small about this guy. He's an efficient scorer when he gets his chances, but just doesn't have the foot speed to be able to play significant minutes.
Shoot 2.
And the first one drops. And Clark, when you were playing, I imagine the pre-draft process was a lot different than it is today.
No doubt about it. I mean, I came out in 1982 after my junior year, Kevin, and at that time, if you were a guy who was declaring early, you basically just had to go on whatever knowledge and information you could get from whoever, because there was no allowing you weren't allowed to go to a workout. Teams could interview you, but there were no on-court workouts, so it was totally different than today. You know, this has been a totally different half for him. He definitely looks more comfortable now, guys.
1:52 left to play here in the third, and Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 6 points.
Boy, nice job that time, guys, from Forbes, spotting the wide-open man and dropping the dime.
Pass to Marjanovic. Right outside. Doncic trying to get open, and it's Wright missing. Spurs leading by 8. The pass to Ingles. There's Korkmaz. Passes it to Leonard. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And the soft-spoken Leonard is now an elite talent in this league, an athletic forward who leads by example.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
And the Mavericks seem to have done the hard part, acquiring a potential franchise player in Luka Doncic.
And you know, guys, we've seen it, but in this league, 1 star isn't enough. That's why I think the trade for Porzingis was a good gamble. If he can stay healthy, they have an inside-outside star combo to build on.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Doncic outside. A floater, and he sinks the layup. Doncic has got 10 points in just the second half.
Well, you can't let Doncic have these types of opportunities, guys. When you aren't close to him, this is what happens.
Ingles kicks to Forbes.
Pass to Spellman. Now, here's Ingles. Tight defense on him. Fords the pass to Leonard. The shot that time, not on target.
Well, I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles. That's 10 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now Doncic pulls up. No good. And so it's San Antonio with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Rudy Gobert. Then it's Fred VanVleet. And it's Joe Ingles. And it's Kurt Miles with the two-guard spot. That's the San Antonio 5. Pass to VanVleet. They find Jay on the way. Gobert can't hit.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Here's Doncic. Rebound San Antonio.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Leonard. Good, and VanVleet gets the assist. VanVleet's got 3 assists tonight.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Knocked away. Doncic outside. Missed inside. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Banked in off the glass. Leonard's got the lead up to 12 now for San Antonio.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
And the Mavericks call time here. A lot of players keep track of their stats, their own team stats. But Clark, how much do guys pay attention to stats in game?
I have no idea. I mean, I know stat sheets are given to the coaches during the timeouts throughout the game, but I don't think players in general are able to monitor their numbers. Now, there are exceptions to every rule. I imagine every team may have a player or two that can chart his numbers during the game, but the vast majority are too occupied with playing the game to keep up with the stats.
And they're looking up at the scoreboard, too, aren't they? Because they give individual stats up on the board.
Oh, man. Yeah, I tell you that, and then watching replays is one of my pet peeves with players. I mean, they should just focus on playing the game instead of always looking up to see if they fouled or not.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Lyles checked in for Leonard. And it's White for Korkmaz. And then for Dallas, Porzingis comes in for Mo Wagner. And it's Butler in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He was disappointed in the shot selection. He told them, stay patient, run the offense, make the extra pass. We don't have to make up the deficit all at once. See if they start shooting a little better. Kevin?
And the Spurs scoring again.
Even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They got to tighten it up.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
You know, for Porzingis, the business of the family is basketball. His parents played at a very high level. His older brother first word that Porzingis said was ball, and he's had one in his hand pretty much from the start.
To the paint. Goes back up and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And you know, Butler has elevated himself to one of the game's all-star players, an all-around player who thrives on competition.
And to look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for San Antonio.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they continue to succeed as the game has worn on.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
6 to shoot. Miles kicks to Van Vliet. From deep three-point range, but they recover it. Shot's good by Lyons.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
The pass to Barea. He dishes it to Butler. And slam dunk by Butler.
And Kevin, once Butler has some speed behind him, watch out. You know he's looking to throw that thing down.
Van Vliet passes to Gobert. Porzingis with the block. Passes to Butler. And the basket is good.
Excellent court awareness from the big man there. Porzingis proving to be a reliable passer.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Trey Lyles.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their number one option on every trip.
It's stolen by Barea. And here we go. Fast break. Barea's got it. And he lays it up and in.
Such opportunistic basketball right there. And that's when they desperately needed it.
Pass to Lyles. Knocked loose. Here's Leonard. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Leonard's got 6 here in this quarter.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher. And Coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Barea with it. Shot clock at 6. There's a minute 40 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Off target at the rim. Van Vliet passes to White. And here is Van Vliet. Back to White. The tray. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Dishes it to Barea. Pass to Porzingis. Shoots over Van Vliet. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. And so Gobert will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And here are the Mavericks now. 6-point game. Porzingis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
All that size and length there. When Porzingis is using his body like this, I mean, it forces the defense to be aggressive.
And both free throws good for Porzingis.
Nice work there. This is a point in the game where if you get a chance to close the gap, you've got to make the most of it.
White against Doncic. Here's the pass to Leonard. Now, here's White. Here's White. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Dallas calls timeout. They trail by 4. 20 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
They're trying to stay alive. They've got to work quickly.
They're going to draw up a play here, I think, to get a shot right off of the inbounds pass to not waste too much time at all.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball.
biggest moment of the game?
Yes. Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away. No, you got to foul.
I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're trailing by 4. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And the dunk by Porzingis.
You know what, guys? You want the ball in Porzingis' hands in clutch moment. Why? He's an impact player.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're leading by 2. 7 seconds left to play in the final quarter. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. And both at the line. It's a 4-point ball game. Correa finds Butler. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet at the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. And so it's San Antonio who's scraped by with the win.